Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala nabiyyina Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from all of us coming here to learn the language of the noble Qur'an. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make a Sadaqah Jaariyah for our parents and make our children Sadaqah Jaariyah for us. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us tawfiq to learn the language of the noble Qur'an and then teach us. I welcome you, my respected sisters, to today's class, lesson number 2, level 4. Today, inshallah, we'll be studying chapter 9. As usual, before we start the class, please let me know if the audio is clear, and you know the host where you are going to answer, give the feedback about the audio, and during the class as well, as when the questions are asked, you can write your answers to the host. The name of host is your answers, please write here. So I'll give you a few moments, sisters, so please give me the feedback. How is the voice? Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So most of the sisters are able to get the audio clear. For those who are audio is not clear, as it is clear for other sisters, Alhamdulillah. So perhaps it's your local network. Check your internet connection. If you're using headphones, take your headphones off. Maybe rejoin the class, exit the class and join again, or join the class on YouTube, whichever way works for you, inshallah. So we will start the class now, inshallah. Alhamdulillah. Okay, lesson 2, level 4. So as you know, previously, this is how we've been doing in book 2. If the chapters are longer and then there are many exercises at the end of the chapter, then obviously they cannot be contained in one lesson, one class. So hence, we divide it into 2. Maybe you will see sometimes that the chapter has been divided into 3 classes. Today we will see how many lessons do we need for today's chapter. Bismillah. 𝗔𝗳𝗿𝗶𝗰, the 9th lesson. The 9th lesson. It's a very good lesson. Today, inshallah, we'll try to do many things which are there, but maybe they are not apparent, or maybe the intention behind this chapter was not to go through these things, but inshallah, we'll do a lot of things, and inshallah, I hope it will be much, much beneficial. So we start the lesson here. It is not a dialogue. So far, we were doing just dialogues where one person was asking something and other was responding. Now, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on Shaykh Abdul Rahim. He is now moving up onto the next level, where we are actually getting the nas, the text, right? Not just the dialogues, because doing dialogues is much, much simpler now. It's best that we now know how to actually phrase the sentences and come up with the paragraphs. So, دخل المدرس في الفصل. The teacher entered the classroom. Okay, you can see the translation now. I hope you don't need the translation though. But who can tell me what kind of word is dakhala? You can see in English it says entered, but I would like you not to focus on English translation and try to understand without looking at the translation. Dakhala is a verb, very good. But how do I know dakhala is a verb? Why dakhala is not a noun? Okay, we know because sentences are 2 types, noun sentences and verb sentences. Noun sentences start with the noun, hence they are called noun sentence. Verb sentence starts with the verb, hence they are called verb sentence. This is true, fine, alhamdulillah, you've done well. But the question is, how do you know this word dakhala is a verb or a noun? If it's a noun, then the sentences begins with alif and lam. Is there any alif and lam? There's no alif and lam. So that just gives us an idea. It may not be a noun. Is it a harf? It may be a harf. Harf can be 3 letters. It can be harf. Maybe we have not studied. What proves that it is not a harf? What proves it's not harf is what is coming after that. What comes after harf? What if it's harf jar, for example? The next word should be ism majroor. But we see al-mudarris is al-mudarrisu. This is dhamma. So it is not harf jar. One thing is decided. It is not a noun, because if it's a noun, where's alif lam? If alif lam is not there, why there's no tanween? Okay, then the question is, maybe it is mamnu min as-sarf. We studied diptote and triptote, right? But then we have studied few awzan, few patterns. Not everything just by our liking will become mamnu min as-sarf. There are rules for that. We studied that. Names of the females, names of the places, words coming on the pattern of, like we've done, Uthman, right? Or Ramadan ending with alif and nun. Alif and nun. Or mafatih, the pattern of mafatih, and other things. But it doesn't fit the bill. So it is not a noun. We've seen that. It is not a harf. We have seen that. So it is a word. What's the benefit of doing what we've just did? This is called ijra, sisters. This is called ijra. In this, by doing this, you actually eliminate those things which cannot come afterwards. Because if it's a ism, then the ism has got certain conditions, certain things that after ism, this will come, after ism, there's a muqtada. So after muqtada, there will be most likely khabar. So you may get confused, oh, al-mudarrisu, mudarris is marfu, it's got dhamma. It can be a khabar. But since you have eliminated this doubt that this is not a muqtada, so you're not going to say al-mudarrisu is khabar. What will you say, sisters? What is al-mudarrisu doing here? Who can tell me? Barakallahu fik, very good. Al-mudarrisu is the fa'il. Dakhala is a verb of entering. He entered. If I just say dakhala and stop, then where is the doer? If al-mudarrisu was not mentioned, and it would be dakhala al-fasla, where would be the doer? Because we know every action has got a doer. No verb will come without a doer. Now, doer can be apparent, right? Or it can be hidden. What is the word for apparent we've studied in last lesson, sisters? Who can tell me? How do we say apparent noun? Apparent pronoun. Ad-damirul bariz. Al-bariz is for the word apparent. And what is the word for hidden? I hope all of you remember that. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Well done. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase you in knowledge. Al-mustatir. Al-mustatir or al-mustatir, depending on how this word is coming in the sentence. So, dakhala al-mudarrisul fasla. Al-mudarris is our fa'il. Now, another new thing. This is not coming fil fasli. We have seen fil coming after that. So, kharaja min al-fasli. Dakhala fil bayti. Dakhala fil masjidi. Is it dakhala fil fasli? Is it possible to omit fi? Yes, in some situations it is possible. With some verbs, it is possible that you come up with a maf'ulun bihi straight away instead of bringing harf jar between them. Because if you look into it, if you say dakhala al-mudarrisu fil fasli, what is happening? Al-fasli is coming after harf jar, and hence it's majroor. Here there's no harf jar. Al-fasla. Why is it mansoob? There are reasons for words to be mansoob, right? Few of the reasons what we've studied is, who can tell me? 3 things you can tell me straight away. We've done many times. You see, when you will study Ajurumiyya, inshallah, Sheikh Ajurum, he has written his text in a very nice way, in a very different way, where he has collected all the marfu'at, all the words which can be marfu in one chapter, or in one area, all the words which can be mansoob in one place, and everything which can be majroor in one place. So for majroor, for example, there are only 2 things which are majroor primarily, mudaf ilayh or ism majroor, right? So he has mentioned mudaf ilayh and ism majroor in that chapter. So you know that every time you see majroor, this is the benefit of ijra as well, sisters. When you see majroor, then your mind is thinking only between 2 options, whether it's mudaf Mudaf ilayh construction, or it's jar majrur, has jar and ism majrur. Isn't it things getting easy, sister? I hope they are. Previously, in previous levels, I did not ask this question. It could have been difficult for us to actually identify and say with certainty what this word is doing here. But now we are slowly and gradually moving towards the area, to the level, inshallah, where we will come to know that if this word is marfu, the possibilities are limited. If this word is mansoob, the possibilities are limited. What could be the i'rab? What is the role of the word? What is this word doing here? The limited possibilities, the limited choices. To back my case, I gave you the example of majrur. Majrur is the very easy one. To see if something, some word is there, how to decide it's majrur or not. One may say kasra. It's so simple. Yeah, so simple. If I say minal muslimi, it's easy. You see kasra and have before that hamza, you can say this majrur, no problem. What if it was a plural? What if it was a dual? For example, the word was muslimina. How do you know muslimina in the sentence is coming as a mansoob word or as a majrur word? Isn't it? You will have to look before what is there, and then you will be able to see that. But if just the word is there, another way of looking at it is you look at the role and then you decide what this word is, what kind of role is this word playing. I hope you're getting that. So now, inshallah, we will slowly and gradually learn all the marfu'ah, everything which comes under the chapter of marfu. So when you see the word al-mudarrisu, for example, your mind will start thinking, if it is marfu, it could be a khabar, it could be a fa'il, it could be khabru inna. Remember, khabru inna is always marfu and ismu inna is always mansub. But when we studied kana, is reverse. Kana, ismu kana is marfu and khabru kana is mansub. So we'll see, is it ismu kana or what? So this is how you actually make things easy and you avoid, inshallah, making mistakes in that. I hope it is clear, sister. This is not a direct topic, but of course we are studying subtopics during one main topic. So when those things show up, we don't find ourselves puzzled. And even before those things show up, when we open the Qur'an, we open the book of Hadith, we are able to at least understand few things in that. So dakhala al-mudarrisul fasla, dakhala, what kind of verb is that? Who can tell me? I'll just go by what we have learned. I will not talk about things, there are possibilities, but we have not learned it. So because if you have not learned it, then that is not a possibility from the student's mindset, right? So dakhala, what kind of verb is this? We know it's a verb. Is it mudare? Mudare is what? It's a present tense, right? But mudare has always got 4 letters, one of the 4 letters attached before that. One letter from the majmu'ah, from the murakkab, let's not say murakkab, from the majmu'ah, from the collection of word anith, hamza, noon, ya, and ta. There's no anith, nothing from anith attached there. So one possibility has been removed. It's not mudare. Is it amr, command? What we have studied in command so far is that we add hamzatul wasl before that. We are not going to other possibilities because we have not studied in the course. So we'll just stick to what we have studied, right? So please, somebody may not say, oh, but it's possible without it, but we have not studied that. We have not seen those kind of verbs yet. I don't think so. So let's not go into that. Otherwise, we'll open another chapter of imperative verbs, and then we will leave the lesson here and we'll enter into something else. So we have seen Fi'l al-Amr has got Hamzatul Wasl in the beginning. There's no Hamzatul Wasl. So out of 3 type of verbs, 2 type of verbs are gone. Possibility is eliminated. What is left? Only thing left is Fi'l Madi. So this is past tense. You see, sisters, how easy it is. It will take you time to ask your questions to yourself and then eliminate the doubts and come up with the final answers and keep shortlisting the possibilities of that word. That what is this word? What kind of role is this word playing? But if you will do it few times, inshallah, bi'idhnillah ta'ala, inshallah, you will become very expert in that. You'll just look at the verb and your and your mind will process everything in the background and you will immediately say what it is, right? Like if I say fil fasli, I ask what is al fasli, you don't think, you say it's ism majrur. If I say baytu hamidin, what is hamid, you straight away say well hamid is mudaf ilayh. You don't even think about it. Oh, because Hamid, there's before Hamid, there's the word Bayt, and that Baytu Hamidin, and there's no tanween. Why there's no tanween? There's no alif lam on Bayt. Oh, Mudaf do not accept tanween. Oh, this is Mudaf and Hamid is Mudaf. Look, see, this is a long discussion you are doing with your own self. But Alhamdulillah, you've been doing it long time. You just look at the construction of the word, you look how it appears, you look at the structure, you look how the word is written. Sometimes you look at the wazan of the word. You see now wazan, when we started book 2, we spoke about wazan and thinking, what is wazan? Now wazan is the shape of the word. Just by looking at the shape of the word, you can understand a lot. So when you look at this shape, dakhala, in this shape, there is no letter from Anith is coming. In this shape, no Hamzatul Wasl. What is Hamzatul Wasl? In terms of rasm, in terms of looks and appearance, it's just one straight line. So there's no straight line drawn before Dal here. You see, sisters, everybody's getting what I'm saying? Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Okay. دخل المدرس الفصل. دخل فعل ماضي. What's the Arab of فعل ماضي? مرفوع, منصوب, or مجرور. This is some new piece of information. I hope, sisters, you all sit with your notebooks. Now we have entered into an area where you will benefit immensely if you will make notes. Fi'l Madi is always mabni. Fi'l Madi is always mabni. Whereas Fi'l Mudari can be mabni, can be mu'arab. Some of the forms of Fi'l Mudari are marfu, mu'arab, they can be marfu or they can be mansoob, and some are mabni, they cannot change. But Fi'lul Madi, the whole of the Fi'lul Madi is mabni. So you will always say Fi'lul Madi, mabniun alal fath. It is mabni, but it's mabni on what? If it's fixed. Like you see when you do the Arab, what do you say? Al-Mudarris, what will say? Al-Mudarrisu fa'ilun marfu'un wa alamatu raf'ihi ad-dammatu adh-dhahira. Al-Mudarris is the doer of the verb, and the sign of it being a doer is the apparent dhamma which is appearing on the last letter. This is the detailed, sort of detailed analysis. Once again, in English, Al-Mudarris is, this word is a doer, and it is marfu, and the sign of marfu is the apparent dhamma which is on the last letter. Right? Why are we going into this much detail? Because this will be beneficial. Previously we just used to say fa'ilun marfuun, end of the story. But now we need to know a few more things, because if it is marfu, what is the sign of it? It is the sign of it is dhamma because it's a singular. If it was plural, what would be the sign? Who can tell me, sisters? Make the plural of al-mudarris. What will be the plural of al-mudarris? Your mind should start thinking al-mudarris. The plural is going to be, how many types of plural we have studied? Jama mudhakkar salim, sound masculine plural, or Jama muannath salim, which will be introduced in this chapter, sisters. Inshallah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. You know sound feminine plural since long time, but in the book it's coming now. In the book you will see in today's lesson, inshallah. So if it was plural, it will be al-mudarrisuna, right? The waw was telling you that it is a fa'il. So I hope you are getting, this is the benefit of explaining. If it was al-mudarrisuna, if teachers had entered, you would say al-mudarrisuna is the fa'il. What's this? And it is marfu. What is the sign of marfu? Sign of marfu is wow. But then originally sign of marfu is dhamma. So if you go to the school, for example, you go to the college, university, Sister Fatima is there today in the class. Are you going to say to the teacher, oh, Sister Fatima is here today in the class? Sister Hamida is today in the class? No, you will not, because she's there. There's no reason. You will only give reasons for something which is not common, not normal, anomaly. Things could be in different shape only then. So for example, if Sister Shazia is not there, then you will tell the teacher, Sister Shazia didn't come today because she is sick. Sister Farina didn't come today because she has, mashallah, gone to Hajj. SubhanAllaah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept her Hajj. Ameen. You see, so when you will say al-mudarrisuna, then you will say fa'ilun marfu'un wa alamatu raf'ihi al-waw li'annahu jama mudhakkar salim. It is, this word is the doer and the sign of doer is waw because it is a sound masculine plural. I hope, sisters, you're getting that, and I hope that you are enjoying and you're not getting bored. If you are getting bored, please type 1 in your chat box. And if you're not getting bored, then type 2. So accordingly, we will think how to carry on today's lesson. Shall we go into details like this, or shall we not go into the details like that? But in my view, it's good that we go into the details like that, because the idea is to understand the Quran and Sunnah, sisters. Idea is not to just quickly gloss over the chapters, read the translation and move forward. You see, I hope you're getting that. Alhamdulillah. Okay, دخل المدرس الفصل, the teacher entered the classroom. ووجد فيه 15 طالبا فقط. What is wow? Wow is called harf atf. It is to join two sentences. As you say in English, the teacher entered the classroom and he found. So this wow is for that. Wajada. What kind of word is wajada? Once again, it's a verb. How do we know? Run through the same exercise in your mind. I don't need to repeat that, and you will come across the same conclusion that this is not a noun and this is not a harf. So there are only 3 types of words in Arabic language. Isn't it now is coming handy to know that thing which we have studied very early in our level 1, alhamdulillah. So this wajada is the word, right? Fihi 15 taliban. Fihi 15 taliban. Now this sentence, fihi 15 taliban, if we consider this as the whole sentence, fihi 15 taliban, what kind of sentence is that? We'll not go into detail that what this whole sentence is doing after this word. This will become too much detail. So just fihi 15 taliban is a sentence, and this sentence you may say this is a harf. It is a combination of harf jar and ism majrur fihi. Fi harf jar, and how dhamir is coming as ism majrur, and khamsata is mubtada. Why mubtada is coming late? Why mubtada is mutaakhir? Because mubtada is coming without alif and lam. We've studied that as well before. If mubtada do not have alif and lam, then mubtada loses the power to sit in the chair of the president, to sit in the first chair. Most of the time, if not only sometimes, it will be pushed to the second chair and jar majrur will come first. So, fihi 15 taliban. Now, we have studied numbers. Why it is khamsat? Why it is ta marbuta? Why not khamsa? Plain khamsa without ta marbuta? Because we look at what we are counting. What is ma'adud? What is the name of the thing or the people we are counting is called ma'adud. Number is called adad, and what we are counting is called ma'adud. Adad and ma'adud. To decide the gender of the adad, to decide the gender of the number, as we know, numbers can be masculine and feminine. We need to see the ma'adud. We need to see what are we counting, right? So here, Taliban. But do we see Taliban, or do we see the single form of that? We see the single form. What's the single form of Taliban? Talibun. And of course, it's not feminine, it's masculine. Hence, the number is coming as feminine. وَوَجَدَ فِيهِ 15 طَالِبًا فَقَط. And he found in it only 15 students. فَقَالَ لَهُمْ. This fa is meaning so. Fa could have different meanings, different roles, but we'll not go into the detail. But fa can be harf atf as well. Fa could be for the reason fa sababiyya as well. Harf atf is very interesting, sisters. When you say wow, so if you say dhahaba Muhammadun wa Hamidun, Hamid and Muhammad came. So what you're saying, they both came. When they both will come together, you will use wow. But if Muhammad comes first and then Hamid is coming, after a little bit of gap, what will you say? Ja'a Muhammadun thumma hamidun. So you'll use the word thumma. You see, these are the words, inshallah, we'll do that in detail. They all are considered as the words which are linking the sentence, but they don't only link the sentence, they give different meanings as well. So wow gives the meaning of company, togetherness, whereas thumma gives the company of togetherness. Okay, it will take the same hukum, but it will also tell you that that person came a little after a little while. In other words, what harf atf do is, what wow does is, wow tells you that the hukum of the word which is coming afterwards will be same as the hukum of before. What's the meaning of hukum? Hukum means ruling. Listen to this sentence. If I say, ذهب محمد وحامد. ذهب means what? ذهب is fi'l madi. Right? What is Muhammadun is doing here? Muhammadun is the file, and hence it is marfu. Then we have wow, harf atf, and then we have hamidun. Now somebody may ask why hamidun is marfu. What is making hamidun marfu? You will say dhahaba is making hamid marfu, because hamid is the doer. If you break it down, you will say Muhammad came and Hamid came. Let's say in English you translate like that: Muhammad came and Hamid came. So both came. In Arabic, dhahaba Muhammadun, dhahaba Hamidun. Same meaning. Muhammad came, Hamid came, but you are saying in one sentence, Dhahaba Muhammadun wa Hamidun. So somebody may say, how do you know Hamid is the file? How do you know why Hamid is marfu? So you will say, because it is, wow is harf atf. And what harf atf does is, it passes on the rulings of the word before that to the word which is coming after that. We'll do it in the detail. But why am I doing these strange things today? I'm coming up with new things, a lot of new things which are not in the chapter. Because sisters, now we are going to have the recording. Alhamdulillah, as you might have noticed since last week, the system has been changed. You will have the recording for 5 days. So now we have the opportunity to discuss these things. And I'm not afraid of that you may not be able to write it, you may not be able to retain it in your memory, and then you will miss it. And in my mind, I will think that I've already explained that, so when next time it will come, maybe I'll not explain, or maybe I'll just zoom past that, assuming that you already know. But then there was a doubtful thing when there was no recording. Now the recording is there for 5 days. So if you get yourself stuck, if you want to take some note and you couldn't because we moved on, you can go back, replay the recording and make the notes and replay the video again if you wish to. So فَقَالَ لَهُمْ, and he said. Qala is once again word. Who is the doer in qala, sisters? Qala, he said. Who is this he referring to? He's referring to al-mudarris, because the teacher is the one who entered, right? So we'll say qala is fi'l madi. Once again, if you run the check, if it is harf, ism, or fail, yani noun, particle, or a verb, you will come to the conclusion it is a verb. فَقَالَ لَهُمْ, so he said to them, أَيْنَ الطُّلَّابُ الْجُدُدُ الْخَمْسَةُ الَّذِينَ جَاءُوا أَمْسِ. Where are we? So he said to them, where are the 5 new students who came yesterday? Alladhina. What kind of word is alladhina? We'll have some more information of alladhina as well, inshallah, in this chapter. Alladhina, what is an Arabic name for alladhina? I'll tell you English name. English name is relative pronoun. What is the Arabic name? Ismul Mawsul. Very good, mashallah. Well done, Ismul Mawsul. We have studied alladhi so far, but I think on the side note we've discussed that alladhi is used for singular, but this is alladhina because who is being the discussion is about at-tullab, students, many students, plurals, 5 students. So alladhina is coming. Ja'u amsi. What is this word ja'u? On the right hand side, ja'a yaji'u ji. Ja'a means to come. He came. Why is this wow and alif coming? Who can tell me what is this wow? What's the name of this wow? We have studied last time names of the pronouns. What is the name of this wow in this whole thing? Ja'u. Very good, mashallah. This is wawul jama'. If it was one student, we would say ja'a. Ja'a Hamidun, Hamid came. Ja'a Zaidun, Zaid came. How will I say Fatima came, sisters? Like you studied before, how do we say Fatima left? When? Kharajat Fatimatu, Zahabat Fatimatu. But how will we say with Ja'a? Ja'at Fatimatu. Fatima came. But here it is a masculine plural. So this is Wawul Jama. Ja'u. Same like Zahabu, Kharaju, Katabu. I hope you are getting that. And Amsi, what kind of word is Amsi? Amsi means yesterday, right? Amsi means yesterday. And it is Zarful Zaman, adverb of time. Qala Abdullah. So Abdullah said, we will not say so, sorry. Qala Abdullah, Abdullah said, Hadaru al-yawma wa kharaju qabla qaleel. They were present today, or hadara yahduru can also be used as in the sense of coming. You can replace it, interchange it with ja'a, hadara, they both have similar meaning. But as you know, in Arabic language, it's a very jama language. It's a lot of balagha in there. One word can have many meanings. It depends how are you using it. So, hadaru al-yawma wa kharaju qabla qaleel. They were present today and left a while ago. أظن أنهم ذهبوا إلى المدير. What type of word is أظن? Who can tell me? What kind of word is أظن? Very good. أظن is the verb. How do we know that? Because there's no tanween, there's no alif lam, it's not a noun. It's not a particle because the word coming after that is not a ism which is majroor. And so this is a verb. One thing decided. What kind of verb is that? Fi'l madhi, past tense, present tense, or fi'l amr? It's not fi'l amr because we have not studied fi'l amr which has got hamza, which has hamzatul wasl, hamzatul qatl. So we'll say it's not fi'l amr. This is gone according to what we have studied. And it's not a noun as well, right? Because there's no tanween there. So what left is a verb. So we were saying verb. Verb, it is not fi'lul amr. Is it madi? We have not studied so far any fi'lul madi which starts with hamza, right? So I'm not going into the discussion here. Can there be one in madi or not? Because we've not studied that. So we'll just stick to that. So what is this hamza doing? This hamza is the part of anit. What is anit, sisters? Anit is harful mudari. Minal huruful mudari. Hamza is harful mudari. Minal huruful mudari. Hamza, noon, ya, and ta. So azunnu annahum dhahabu ila al-mudiri. I think they went to the principal. And azunnu means to assume, right? It's got a doubt. Annahum dhahabu ila al-mudir. What kind of word is anna? Anna is harf tawqid. Which family does it belong to? It belongs to the family of inna wa akhawatu. Right? Alhamdulillah. So it's clear. Let's read the translation quickly once again. The teacher entered the classroom and he found in it only 15 students. So he said to them, where are the 5 new students who came yesterday? Abdullah said they were present today and left a little while ago. I think they went to the principal. Now, basically, if you have a look at this, this is how it is in the book. Look, this whole thing is given on one page, right? But here, because there's no much space for the translation, so it has been on the separate page. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on the brothers and sisters who have done this. I've simply taken from the internet. They have done, mashallah, brilliant job. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward them. So then the next para is, رَجَعَ الطُّلَّابُ الْخَمْسَةُ بَعْدَ قَلِيلٍ. Raja. What kind of word is raja? We'll not go into detail. We know raja is the verb because you can run through the same exercise to decide the verb word. What kind of word is that? Sorry. Raja means to return or come back. So raja tullabul khamsatu ba'da qalilin. The 5 students return shortly after. Qalilin is shortly. Ba'da is after. فقال لهم المدرس. So the teacher said to them, أإلى المدير ذهبتم يا أبنائي? Did you go to the principal, O my sons? Did you go to the principal, O my sons? So they said, قالوا. They all said, نعم. Yes. ذهبنا إليه لأننا ما وجدنا أسماءنا في القائمة. They said, we went to him because we did not find our names in the list. Now, couple of things here. The sentence could have been أذهبتم إلى المدير, but here he's saying إلى المدير ذهبتم. Why this is like that? It's quite possible to say أذهبتم إلى المدير. In English, you will not find the difference, but in Arabic you can understand, I hope. Did you go to the head teacher? But here he's saying, to the head teacher did you go? See, translations, did you go to the principal? The normal colloquial English, because in English you don't use these kind of things. But this, why dhahabtum is coming afterwards and ilal mudiri is coming before? That's my question. Who can answer that? It is quite right to say dhahabtum ilal mudiri. Did you all go to the head teacher? But why dhahabtum is coming later and ilal mudiri is coming earlier? Any answers? MashaAllah, very good. Well done, sisters who are giving the answers for that. This is because of the tawqeed, because of the emphasis. So he's emphasizing, or did you, in English, you may say, to the head teacher you went, or you may say, to the playground you went. You see, there's in the tone in English, you can bring the tawqeed. In Arabic, in the writing, you cannot bring the tawqeed exactly the way which you can bring in Arabic, subhanAllah. So, أَإِلَى الْمُدِيرِ ذَهَبْتُمْ? Yani, did you go to the principal or head teacher? This is to emphasize. So they say, yes, we went to him. لِأَنَّنَا, because ma wajadna. Ma is, which kind of ma is that, sisters? This ma is for the question. Ma means question as well, isn't it? Ma al-istifham. Ma hadha, what is this? No, it is not. Because because if you will read, because now alhamdulillah you're on the higher level. I will not say because you don't find any question mark. Yeah, you don't find any question mark. This is one of the way of finding that. But now you can understand the translation. At least you can make some idea that this is not a negation, right? Oh, sorry, this is not a question. This is the negation. Ma wajadna, we did not find asma'ana fil qa'imati, our names in the list or the register, however way you would say. So wajadna asma'ana, this is a verb sentence. Wajada is the original verb which is used here. Who is the doer? Who can tell me, sisters? This is a very subtle point, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. We've discussed that precisely in last class. I'll give you some hint. This na is used here with the verb. This na is used here with the noun. In English, they both means we, but what is the role they both are playing? Who can tell me? Very good, mashallah. This wajadna, this na is na'ul fa'ilin. And this na asma'ana, this na is mudaf ilayh majroor. So this na is marfu and this na is majroor. How do we know that? They both have the fatha on that. They both are mabni. This is all we know. How do we decide if they are marfu, mansoob, or majroor? Very simple. Because this is connected muttasil with the verb. And when this na is muttasil with the verb, there are two possibilities. Sisters, write it down if you want to. I'll give you another example. Okay, let's stick to this example. Wajada means he found, right? So if I say wajadana, if I don't disturb the harakah of the dal and I still let it be fatha, wajada, and then put na, that would mean he found us. What's the meaning of wajada? he found, and na is maf'ul, he found us. Okay, let's give another example. Daraba. What's the meaning of daraba? Daraba means he hit. If I say darabana, it means he hit us. But if I want to say we hit, any ideas what we'll do, sisters? We have done this before, long time before. I've requested that please pay attention, sisters, to what happened when certain things attached to the verb and the lam kalima gets a sukoon. Very good. Once again, if the verb is daraba, dad fatha, ra fatha, ba fatha, daraba, and then you add noon alif na, this na with that, darabana. So daraba meant he hit, and na is maf'ulun bihi, object. Who did he hit? Us. He hit us. He hit us. But if I put a sukoon on daraba, ba, lam kalima of daraba, darabna, then this na which is attached with the verb, now it's no more maf'ulun bihi, it's no more object, it is a marfu, it is the fa'il. Same thing is happening. Ma wajadna. What's the transition? We did not find. This ma is for not, we did not find. If it was the word he did not find us, what would be the change happening on this word? Simple, this sukoon of the dal would have got a fatha, and you will say wajadana. When you say wajadana, there are two words now. Wajada is the verb, which means he found, and na is maf'ulun bihi, means he found us, right? And this also gives us some idea. In the Qur'an, we have letters of qalqala, qutub jad, right? Qaf, ta, ba, jim, and dal. And dal you pronounce with the qalqala. So you basically move the sound, because these are strong words, and then these words just get stuck. When you say dal, you say ad, aj, aq. What's happening? Just for the learning sake, as I hope we have done this before and you have learned this before, you put a hamza before any letter in Arabic language, especially when you're doing the Quran, to find out the place of its birth in your mouth. Where is the letter being born? Right? So if you want to see where is the meme coming from in your mouth, which area of your mouth, what will you do? Put a hamzatul qatra before meme and say Where did you stop? You stop at the meeting of your lips. Right? And you say aj. Where did you stop? Your tongue got touched at the upper palate, and you say aj, aj. You stuck there. This is this contact, this meeting point of your tongue at the end of the pronunciation of the letter tells you where is the makhraj, where is the articulation point, where is the letter getting birth in your mouth. So dal is always recited with the qalqala, because if you don't move the tongue like this, let me tell you, ad, alif, yani hamza and dal, ad. If I say ad, you know, sukoon, we can't move. We have to bounce it. This is qalqala, ad, and then you make a qalqala. Now in the Quran, if you have a word with the dal, you don't pronounce it correctly, what could happen? Look, this is the case for this wajada. If you say, for example, I'm not sure if this word is in the Quran or not, but let's say if it is there, if it's in the hadith, and you don't want to read it wrong, because if you read it wrong, then the meaning will become wrong. So if the word is wajadna and you say wajadana, you change the meaning. Or if it was wajadana and in the hurry you said wajadna and you made the sukoon on the dal, it changed the meaning totally. Are you getting what I'm saying, sisters? To say wajadna and quickly saying, you intend to say wajadna and you said wajadna with sukoon is fine, but you wanted to say dal with the fatha, but instead of saying wajadana, you quickly said wajadna. They did not change the meaning. The one meaning was he found us, another meaning was we found. So you see, it's totally different. So this was another tangent we went into anyway. So this na is for the fa'il. And what is this na? They both look same, right? This is what we were discussing. They both look same. How to decide? We decided according to what is coming before them. So here, what is coming before na? It's a noun coming. Asma. Ana. What is asma? Names. Our names. What kind of word is it? Our houses, our cars, our children, our books. Mudaf, mudaf ilayh. So this na is mudaf ilayh, and mudaf ilayh is always majroor. So this na is in the chair of majroor. It's mudaf ilayh majroor. Whereas this na is fa'il. We were discussing since last few minutes about this na here, that this na could be maf'ul, could be an object, just by simply having this dal, its original haraka of the fatha, this na would have become object of the verb on which the action was done. Now this na is the doer of the action. I hope you understood that, sisters. Let's quickly move that. We're running out of time and we haven't done even the first page. I think I got a little bit carried away and a little bit more tempted to go into more details because now you have a recording. But sisters, believe me, if you understand these things, the things coming in the future will become very easy, and even your own understanding will go very, very high, inshallah. So the third part here is Jalas al-Mudarrisu wa qala. The teacher sat down and said or asked, Aqara'tumu ad-dars al-amsi ya abnai, O my did you all read yesterday's lesson, O my sons? Did you all read yesterday's lesson, O my sons? Why are we using tum? How do we know we should use tum? Why are we saying tum? Because the teacher is addressing to a lot of boys, plural. So he's using aqara'tum. So qala tullabu. The student said, actually the student said, it's not qala talibu, it's qala tullabu. The student said, na'am, yes. Qara'nahu wa katabnahu wa hafidhnahu. Now, sisters, look at this, what we have just discussed a while ago. Qara'nahu, this hamza has got a sukoon. And this after that, this na is coming. Who can tell me what role is this na playing? It is the na of object or na of the doer. Na'ul fa'ilin or na'ul maf'ulin. What's the simple way of testing that? To see the lam kalima of the verb, to see the last letter of the verb. If the last letter of the verb has got a sukoon, then this na is doer. If the last letter has got a haraka, its original haraka, which was there originally when the verb was fi'lul madi, when it was past tense, then this na is maf'ulun bihi. So what is it right now? Qara'na, we read. And what is this who doing? What is this who, sisters? Who can tell me? This ha, this damir is maf'ulun bihi, because teacher is talking about the dars. So they're saying we read it. Look at the translation. We read it. Little practice of what we just said. Wa katabnahu, and we wrote it. Who is the doer here? Na. How do we know na is the doer? Na is naul fa'ilin, because kataba, the word kataba has got fatha on the last letter ba, which is lam kalima, right? The convention of talking about the verb. How do we say that? Fa kalima, ain kalima, and lam kalima. Fa, ain, and lam. So first radical, second radical, third radical. I hope we all know that. Wa hafidhnahu, and we memorized. So this is the same thing. Qala al-mudarris. The teacher said, Afahimtumuhu, did you all understand it? Did you all understand it? Qalu, they said, Na'am, fahimnahu jayyidan. Yes, we understand it well. Now there is some concept coming which is about this, which is the part of this chapter. Is something new. Ma ashala hadha darsi. How easy this lesson is. Just bear in mind this particular way of writing, and it will be repeated in this lesson. We will know what is it. Ma ashala hadha darsi. How easy this lesson is. What kind of feeling you get when you see a sentence written with an exclamation mark at the end, sisters? If I say, how beautiful, how brilliant, how intelligent, how nice, how lovely, how amazing, amazement, isn't it? This is so, we're going to learn, inshallah, is fi'lu ta'ajjub. Any verb of amazement, how amazement is expressed in Arabic language. You will see, sisters, I hope you already love Arabic language and you will fall in love more and more, inshallah. So then we go to part D. Qala Abdul Rahman, Ana ma fahimtu fihi thalatha kalimatin. I did not understand in it three words in, right? قال المدرس ما هي? What are they? Why teacher saying here, not huwa? ما هي? Who can tell here? Kalimat. What's the singular of kalimat? Kalimatun. What kind of word is that? What kind of noun is that? What's the gender of that noun? Masculine or feminine? If it was masculine, like it was dars, if the boy would have said about the dars, he would say ma huwa. But the student is asking about the three words, so it's ma hiya. Qala Abdul Rahman. Abdul Rahman said, قرأنا في الدرس هذه الجملة. SubhanAllaah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on Shaykh Abdul Rahim. Look how beautifully he's coming up with things. However, please bear in mind there's no fatha here. It's a sukoon. قرأنا. We read. You see, a little mistake changes the meaning. If it was قرأنا, it would have meant he read us, which is like maybe you can use in balagha in some kind of rhetorical sentences, but generally you can't say he read us. So if you say qara'ana, then qara means he read and na was the object, he read us. Whereas this is not the objective here. This is not what the student is saying. He's saying qara'na fi darsi, we read or we studied in the lesson. Hadihil jumlata. This sentence, Ada Jaddi min al-Khurtumi. Ada Jaddi min al-Khurtumi. We read in the lesson this sentence, my grandfather returned from Khartoum. فما معنى هذه الكلمات الثلاث? So he's asking, after mentioning this, that what is the meaning of these three words? So qala al-mudarris. Now sisters, now this is the time. This is another beautiful thing we're going to learn today, inshallah. This is how it should be. When you learn a language, you learn the language in that language. You don't learn the language in any other language. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is, now the student is asking the meaning of ada, right? Because the student is saying it was mentioned in the lesson, my grandfather returned from Khartoum. So what's the meaning of ada? What's the meaning of ada? So he is not saying in English or in Urdu or in Punjabi or any other language that what's the meaning of ada, or in French or in some other language. He's explaining Arabic into Arabic. He's saying ada ma'anaha, it means raja'a. So if you have studied raja'a before, then you will easily pick that. And we have, alhamdulillah, studied before. What's the meaning of raja'a? Raja'a means to return or to come back. So what we know is raja'a can be used in place of ada, and ada can be used in the place of raja. They both words have same or similar meanings. So raja'a, mudari is yarji'u. Ada is the madi. What is the mudari? Ya'udu. So if I say I am coming back, how will you say, sisters, who can tell me? Ya'udu means he returned. If I want to say Ya'udu means he is returning, right? Because mudari, present tense. If I want to say I am returning, what will I change this ya with? What will I add? Which letter from Anit will I add? Brilliant. Hamza, a'udu. And if I say we are returning, we'll say noon, na'udu. We return. We are returning, right? So he said ada manaha raja. Ada means raja, yani to return. Well, jaddu manaha, and the meaning of jaddu is, now look, once again, he's not saying in English always meaning grandfather. He's saying Abul Abi or Abul Ummi, father of the father or father of the mother. So it's a grandfather. Al-Jaddu means grandfather. Paternal or maternal. Could be father's father or could be mother's father. Wal Khurtum, and Khurtum, Asimatu Sudan. Asimatu Sudan. What is Asima? Asima means capital. What's Sudan? Sudan is the name of the country. So Asimatu Sudani, capital of Sudan. Here it is written, capital of Sudan. Al-ana fahim. Did you understand? There should be now. Did you understand? the transition is missing the transition of al-ana. Al-ana means now. Now or right now, depending on the usage. Al-ana fahimtu, and it should be fahimtu. Fahimtu means I understood. Oh, sorry, Abdul Rahman saying al-ana fahimtu. Okay, right. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. The transition is here. I was thinking that the transition has error in that. No. Qala Abdul Rahman. Abdul Rahman said, I understand it now. So you see the word now is being used to translate al-ana. It could be now or it could be used as right now. It could be used in both ways depending on the sentence, you will know. Okay, so the next part, next page. Thumma fatah al-mudarrisu. You see the word thumma is coming. After that, then. So it's happening after that. Then fataha, what's the meaning of fataha? He opened, very good. So fataha al-mudarrisu kitabahu. If I ask you, sisters, to analyze this sentence, what kind of sentence is that? Fataha is the verb. We'll go through the same checks we have done before and we'll come across towards the end that inshallah this is a verb and it's not a noun or it's not a harf. Fataha, verb. Al-mudarrisu is fa'il. Fataha al-mudarrisu, the teacher opened. You don't need transition. Isn't it brilliant? And what did he open? Kitabahu. Kitaba is what? Is maf'ulun bihi. How do we know maf'ulun bihi is object? Because it is mansub. Okay, but then why ha is coming here? This ha is what? What's the translation? Kitabahu. If it was not in this sentence, if it was standalone, it would be kitabuhu, his book. But now kitabu become kitaba because it's playing the role of maf'ulun bihi. It is mansub, so kitaba, but who is there? So what kind of these two words are? Who can tell me, sisters? Very good, mashallah. Mudaf, mudaf li kitaba. So mudaf is mansub here. Can mudaf be mansub? Yes, we have studied it long time before. Mudaf can be marfu, mudaf can be mansub, mudaf can be majrur, depending on how this word is coming in the sentence, right? So I may say hada baytu yasir. So now baytu is khabar of hada, which is mubtada, and baytu is marfu. Or if I say what are we doing? Sorry, okay. So we may say kitab hada kitab Muhammadin, this is Muhammad's book. Or we may say inna kitab Muhammadin, indeed Muhammad's book, and then we continue with whatever we want to say. Or we say fi kitabi Muhammadin. Now fi is harf jar and kitabi is ism majroor, but it's also mudaf because Muhammadin, next word is mudaf. So I hope we all know that. وَقَرَأَ دَرْسًا جَدِيدًا. You see, qara means he read. Now this time, the file is not mentioned. Who is the file? Where's the file? Sisters, who can tell me? Qara'a. Look at the translation. You don't need to, but and read a new lesson. Qara'a huwa. He read. He read, right? It should be in transition and he read, but he is not repeated because in English, if you have already spoken about the teacher, then you may omit he here, but if it's fine, you add and he read a new lesson, but you can omit as well. وَقَرَأَ دَرْسًا جَدِيدًا. What is darsan? Darsan is maf'ulun bihi. What is his action affecting? His action affecting the lesson. And jadidan, what kind of word is jadidan? Who can tell me? Is jadidan khabar? Jadidan fa'il, jadidun mudaf ilayh, jadidun ism majroor. What is the word jadidan doing here? Who thinks this is not, press 1. Who don't think it is not, press 2. I hope everybody knows that we don't even need to go through this exercise of answering. So then he read, خَلَقَ اللَّهُ الشَّمْسَ وَالْقَمَرَ وَالنُّجُومَ وَالْأَرْضَ وَالْبِحَارَ وَخَلَقَ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ وَخَلَقَ الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ طِينٍ. So he read. So now, خَلَقَ اللَّهُ الشَّمْسَ. خَلَقَ is what? Fi'l madi. Once again, you ran the check and you know that. And when you look at the English, you see created. Who created? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Ismul Jalala is coming here as the file. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator of everything. But look at what we studied a while ago about harf atf, wow, and how it takes its ruling or its i'rab or its hukum from the word before that. Pay attention to his sisters. خَلَقَ اللَّهُ الشَّمْسَ. خَلَقَ فِي الْمَاضِي. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ismul jalala fa'il. What is maf'ul bi? Ash-shamsa. And hence it is mansoob because it's maf'ul bi. Move forward. Wal qamara. Why al-qamara is mansoob? What is before al-qamara which is making it mansoob? Do we have inna? Kana? Anything else? Do we have a fail here? No. What do we have? We have a waw. What is this waw doing? This waw is bringing forward the i'rab, the ruling, the state of this word into this word. Wal qamar. This is wal qamara because it is also coming as an object. But here we will not say it's object was coming after waw. One nujuma. Once again, why nujuma is maftu? Why is it mansoob? Same reason, because of the waw. This waw, an-nujuma, waw is there before. This waw is bringing the i'rab of al-qamara on nujuma. Where is this al-qamara got this mansoob from? This got from this waw, and this waw got this from the behind. Don't get confused. It's very easy, very simple. I was just trying to explain in more detail, and I think maybe I've just taken a little bit here and there. But I hope you're getting that. We'll keep repeating these concepts. This first time we're talking about harfats and matuf alayh. What is matuf? What is matuf alayh? Leave all of this for now. These terms we'll discuss some other time, inshallah, right? Right now, just understand that why this is mansoob. This is mansoob because this waw is transferring the i'rab of the word before that to the word after that. وَخَلَقَ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ. And he created everything. وَخَلَقَ الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ طِينٍ. وَخَلَقَ الْإِنسَانَ. Who is the doer here? Verb is mentioned, doer is not mentioned. Doer is huwa. He created. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-insana is maf'ulun bihi, object. Min teen, from clay. ثم قام وكتب هذا الدرس على السبورة. What's the meaning of قام? We've done that before. قام means stood up. قام يقوم. يقوم means he's standing or he will stand. You see, before salah, what do we have? إقامة الصلاة is coming from the same root, right? إقامة الصلاة is coming to get up, to stand up for salah. It's coming from the same root. There are a few things over there, but we'll go in detail about that. But right now, understand it's coming from the same root words, qama. وَكَتَبَ هَذَا الدَّرْسَ عَلَى السَّبُورَةِ. And wrote this lesson on the writing book. And then رَفَعَ مُحَمَّدٌ يَدَهُ وَقَالَ. You can stop. When you stop, you can say waqal, or in the course, we are reading all the harakas, so we'll continue reading that. I apologize for that. Rafa'a Muhammadun. Muhammad raised his hand. Yadahu, yad, hand. Who? His. Waqala, and he said or asked, Ma ma'na at-tini ya ustad. What is the meaning of at-tinu ya ustad? O teacher. قال المدرس الطين معناه. The teacher said the clay, its meaning is التراب المختلط بالماء. التراب means soil, right? المختلط means mixed up. Something which is mixed is called مختلط. And بالماء, two words, harf jar ba and al-ma'i. This means with. Here, ba is coming as with, bil ma'i, with water. With water. Like you say, katabtu bil qalami, wrote with the pen. We say katabtu bil qalami, the meaning is with, and this ba is also called as, how you call it? I forgot that. This is to seek help, right? With the help of that. Sorry, it slipped off my mind. There's a particular word for this. Ba is ista'ana. I'm not sure what is the word. I just missed it. Sorry about that. So al-mudarris, the teacher is saying, عندك سؤال يا فيصل. So the teacher is asking, do you have a question of Faisal? قال فيصل. Faisal said, نعم عندي سؤال. Yes, I have a question. البحار جمع البحر. This is something new. We will do that inshallah in next lesson when we will do the details of that. But for now, look at this word, al-bihar. Look where the mouse is right now. It says al-bihar. Al-bihar. What's the meaning of al-bihar? Seas or oceans. So the word is al-bihar. Alif is hamzatul wasl. Lam is lam bis-sukun, and this alif and lam is which is called lam al-tarif, al, and then bihar, the oceans or the sea. Here, what happened? Has become what is happening? Al-biharu become al-bihar. So what happens is when you have a istifham, you have hamzatul istifham, you are asking a question using and the next word has got the first letter hamzatul wasl, then you don't say al-biharu. Look how difficult it is. Try it, say it to yourself a bit louder so you can understand and see how your tongue gets difficulty. Say al-biharu, al-biharu. It's just a solid jerk coming, isn't it? Instead, al-biharu is so fluid. Arabic language is so easy on tongue. So just to remove this difficulty in speaking al-biharu, they both have got assimilated, and you put the sign of this mad, al-biharu jam'ul bahri. So he's asking, in other words, al-biharu jam'ul bahri. Is al-bihar plural of al-bahr? So qala al-mudarrisu na'am huwa kadhalik. Naam, it is like that. Now, kadhalik can be used as ta'bir, as an expression. It's not ta'bir, but you can use it. It is like that. Ka is for tashbih, dhalika, that. So it is like that. Huwa kadhalik, it is like that. Qama al-hasan. What's the meaning of qama, sisters? Who can tell me? We just have read qama, the meaning of qama, and we've done it before in past as well. What's the meaning of qama? Qama means stood. Al-hasan stood. Wa qala ma jam'u samai ya ustadu. What is the plural of as-sama? What is the plural of the heaven, the sky? Qala al-mudarrisu, the teacher said, jam'uha. Why ha? Who can tell me? Why ha? Why this ha is used and not jam'uhu? This ha is used because as-samawat, as-sama, this is a mu'annath. This is a feminine word in Arabic language. Hence, when the jama is coming, what do we do when jama comes from mu'annath? We consider it as one singular feminine. We treat it as a singular feminine. So jam'uha samawatun. Its plural is heavens, samawat. ثم سأل المدرس الطلاب عدة أسئلة. Then the teacher asked the students a number of questions. Then the teacher asked the students a number of questions. And then we have next page, and then we have next page, but we have reached to the end of the class. Since it's a 1 hour class, and sisters afterwards, they have complaints that why class was more than 1 hour. And anyways, the way we are going in the class now, that requires less of the things coming, because now a lot of things are being discussed and just zooming past through the translation only. A lot of final points we are discussing. So we tend to lose our concentration as well if there are a lot of things going on in just one single class. So we'll stop today here. I hope today's class was beneficial. I am fully aware that we've only done 2 pages, but sisters, just zoom past lessons, and we've done 1 lesson and 2 lessons, 3 lessons, book 1 done, book 2 done, book 3 done, and at the end of the book 3 we are still struggling with the concept. We still, even if we're not struggling, we don't really remember. Say, I studied that, but I forgot. So it's better that we keep revising, and by doing what we are doing, we didn't revise a lot today. We just brought in some new things along with some revision from the past, and we just joined that up with the new text here. So I hope it will stay in our mind for the longer. And as usual, you will have your resource pack coming to you. You will have some of the homework. Today we have not done a lot, but still there will be a few things, inshallah, to do. But try to do the homework today, please. And I hope you have taken notes. If you have not taken notes, I hope there were a lot of things discussed in today's class. Please rewatch the video. Now, alhamdulillah, you will have the video for 5 days, so you can rewatch it. And if you like to note something, or if you haven't noticed something, or if you think that you should note something, then please do make notes and have a exclusive notebook for this course. I hope this is how you're doing. So when you are free, you just browse the back pages and just do a quick revision. So we'll end the class, inshallah. I don't think there's anything else now. Okay, inshallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.